I told my wife not to dance with him. It wasn't a suggestion or some insecure quip. It came out steady, flat, truth wrapped in restraint. She laughed like I'd told a joke. Did that flick of the wrist she does when she thinks I'm overthinking. The same one she uses when I gripe about her late-night crime shows or burnt toast. "What's the harm?" she asked, already turning his way. But there was harm, and I knew it. That night was supposed to be light. A celebration. A friend's wedding, warm and hazy with candles, champagne, laughter, and that kind of music that makes the walls hum. But when I saw him approach, a tightness I hadn't felt in years crawled into my chest. He was the kind of guy who always says the right thing. Too smooth, too knowing. The kind who made every woman feel seen, and every man feel like he was already 5 steps behind. I'd heard his name before. Coworker. Mentioned in passing like he barely mattered. But when he looked at her, it wasn't passing. It was focused, deliberate, the kind of look that isn't loud, but lingers. So when he held out his hand for that dance, I reached for her arm and said, "Don't." She laughed again, but this time it cracked. Just slightly. "You're not jealous, are you?" she asked, trying to make it light. But I wasn't smiling. "I don't like the way he looks at you." She paused, confused, but not enough, because he was already guiding her away, his hand brushing low on her back like it belonged there. And she let him. I stood frozen, watching the two of them blur into the crowd. The music was fast, but they danced slow. Too slow. He leaned in, whispered something. She laughed, head tilting toward his shoulder like it was instinct, like she'd done it before. I wanted to step in, wanted to pull her away, but I didn't. Not yet. Instead, I walked outside, lungs full of something sour I couldn't name. Maybe I was paranoid. Maybe I was just insecure. But deep down, I knew. That wasn't just a dance. It was a beginning. When I returned, the tempo had changed, but they hadn't. Still together, now tucked into a table near the corner, talking like no one else existed. When she saw me, she waved me over, smiled like nothing was wrong. But it didn't reach her eyes. I sat down beside her, silent. He nodded with that practice grin. I didn't nod back. The car ride home was heavy. She kept her gaze fixed on the passing streets, trying to pretend nothing had happened. Then, "Are you really upset about that dance?" "I told you I didn't want you to." Eyes forward. "It wasn't about the dance. You knew that." She sighed, rolled her eyes lightly. "You're being ridiculous." "No," I said. "I'm being clear. I don't trust him, and it hurts how quickly you did." Silence swallowed the rest of the drive, but something had shifted, permanently. In the weeks after, her mood changed. Less laughter, more silence. Her phone always close, always face down when I walked in. Late nights at the office became routine. Explanations came before I even asked. I told myself not to panic, to trust her, but the knot in my chest wouldn't loosen. One night, after she drifted off, I broke. Picked up her phone with hands already shaking. I hated myself for it, but I needed the truth. And there it was. His name, again and again. Midnight chats. Flirty exchanges. Inside jokes. Plans to meet. Words you only write when you want something more. Each message a punch. Each one worse than the last. The next morning, I held out her phone. Didn't yell. Didn't rage. Just asked, "Are you cheating on me?" Her eyes fell immediately. "We didn't sleep together," she whispered. That wasn't a denial. That wasn't innocence. That was guilt. "And you wanted to," I said. My voice cracked around it. She lowered herself onto the edge of the bed, like her weight had doubled. "I don't know," she finally said. "He made me feel, noticed. You've been distant lately." I laughed, but it came out harsh. Distant. I begged you not to dance with him, and you laughed. Tears broke then. "I didn't mean for it to get here," she cried. "But it did," I said. Because you let it. That night, I moved into the guest room. No drama. No fight. Just space. She tried to fix it. Therapy. Changing departments. Deleting him. Blocking him. Saying all the right things. But trust doesn't work like that. You can't just flip it back on. Some nights, I looked at her and remembered everything good. Other nights, I saw that dance. Her hand on his chest. Her smile for someone else. Still, we stayed. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, something new began to form. Not the same. Not what we once were. But something honest. Stripped down. Then, one afternoon, a message arrived. From him. You can't keep someone who doesn't want to stay. I didn't answer. Just showed her. She cried again. Harder. Blocked him again. This time with trembling fingers. I do want to stay, she whispered. With you. And maybe she did. But I wasn't sure if I still could. Still, we kept trying. Date nights that felt like interviews. Conversations that crawled. Hand-holding like beginners. Sometimes we laughed. Sometimes I glimpsed the woman I chose. But just as often, I remembered her laughing when I asked her not to dance. That moment still plays on a loop in my mind. A reminder that love is delicate, easily bruised. But also, sometimes, when two people want it badly enough, they'll gather the broken pieces, even the painful ones, and start again.